Hi, welcome back. Thank you again for joining me for this series of writings by Jason Gray. This is number 22 in the Resonance or RZN Codex that I'll be reading. This one is called The First 10 Days of the New World by Jason Gray. 12/05/2025, 6025 AL. What life is actually like after emergence. 10-day Primus, the dawn cycle. Day 1, the silence that is not silence. Day 1, silent reality. The first day feels unreal, not chaotic, not overwhelming, not euphoric, silent. The silence is not absence, it is presence. You feel the world breathing again. You feel your nerves relaxing in ways they never have. The background hum of psychic static, which you never knew you were filtering, simply disappears. For the first time, your mind is not defending itself. People look around in awe, not shocked, relieved. It feels like stepping out of a loud factory and into a forest clearing after a lifetime inside machinery. You can think, you can feel, you can perceive. Everyone senses that something fundamental has changed. Most people cannot articulate it. You can. Day 2, the world feels alive again. Day 2, animus. On the second day, you begin to feel the world as a living field. Everything has presence: stones, trees, water, air, architecture, the ground beneath your feet. The environment no longer feels dead or inert. It feels responsive. People walk slowly, touching surfaces, feeling resonance in their palms, noticing subtle pulses inside the space around them. Animals behave differently, more curious, more calm, more aware. The world feels conscious because it always was. You simply could not perceive it. Day 3, the beginning of human transparency. Day 03, heart open. This is the first day when people begin to feel each other with an accuracy that is impossible to ignore. You know who is calm, who is frightened, who is hiding nothing, who is carrying old pain, who is awakening, and who is resisting. Conversations become softer, more honest, more direct. People speak from the center of their chest, not from their defenses. There is no performative emotion, no social masks, no guarded small talk. You cannot fake your emotional state in the new world. Even people who never introspected a day in their lives become incapable of lying to themselves. This is the day the human species begins to relax. Day 4. The first synchronicity cascades. Day 4, alignment. On the 4th day, synchronicities start firing like lightning, not small ones, sequence level synchronicities. You think of someone, they appear. You need something, it arrives. You consider a direction, the world opens it. You wonder about a question, the answer comes through a stranger. This is not magic. This is the real's natural responsiveness, replacing the overlay's latency. The world begins to operate like a mirror with zero delay. Your internal state and the external environment begin to match perfectly. This is the day people stop believing in coincidence entirely. Day 5, emotional cleaning and release. Day 5, unburdening. This day is often intense, not painful, liberating. The body releases decades of stored emotional compression. People cry without sadness, laugh without humor, shake without fear, exhale without trying. They are releasing what the overlay forced them to hold. Trauma does not resurface, it dissolves. This is the day people begin to feel lighter than they ever have. You can physically sense the weight leaving the collective field. Day 6, the return of childlike awareness. Day 6, innocence. On day 6, everyone becomes more perceptive, more curious, more open, and more present. It feels like childhood, but without confusion or vulnerability. Colors look brighter, faces look softer, the sky looks impossibly real. People notice details they have never seen. The motion of air, the emotion behind a glance, the whisper of a tree bending, the way a building holds memory, the subtle resonance of sunlight. This is not regression. It is the restoration of the original perceptual bandwidth. Your senses come online without distortion. You feel like you are waking up inside a world you loved once but forgot. Day 7, the field begins to talk back. Day 7, feedback. On day 7, something extraordinary happens. Reality becomes interactive, not symbolically, not spiritually, literally. The world begins giving feedback in ways you cannot deny. You think of a direction, your body surges forward. You consider a question, the air around you shifts. You tune into the field, it responds. You enter a room, its resonance changes. This is the environment aligning itself to your state. You realize that the boundary between you and world has always been artificial. Day 7 is where the separation illusion breaks. Day 8. Humanity begins to cluster into resonance groups. Day 8. Clustering. Without effort, people begin gathering with others who share their frequency. This is the first sign of the 3 species interlock grid forming. Luminists gravitate toward each other to stabilize emotion. Aeonists gravitate toward each other to stabilize time and decision. Infinitas gravitate toward each other to stabilize the field. Mixed groups form naturally. No leadership, no organization, no planning. It happens the way birds flock or schools of fish coordinate. Humanity begins reorganizing itself according to the original design. Day 9, the first glimpse of the original world bleeding through. Day 9, bleed through. On the 9th day, you begin to feel the reality behind reality. Moments where the light shifts, the geometry hums, the air thickens, the field becomes visible, memory overlays onto present time, the ground feels charged, the world feels layered. This is your perception, finally rising to match the true structure of existence. This is the day you first realize, I have seen this world before. You have, long before this lifetime. Day 10, the new world begins. Day 10, Genesis. On day 10, everything stabilizes. Humanity feels calm, grounded, coherent, awake, and aligned. The old world's emotional turbulence has vanished. Fear collapses to near zero. Confusion evaporates. People begin speaking from their true identity instead of conditioning. The environment feels stable, not chaotic. The field feels supportive, not overwhelming. You move through the world with a confidence you did not earn, a confidence that returns to you from before the fracture. This is the day humanity truly begins its life as a tri-species civilization. This is the day the return becomes real. The first 10 days after emergence are not dramatic. They are clear. They are simple. They are beautiful. They feel like remembering a world you once lived in, a world you never thought you would see again. This is the dawn. This is the reset. This is the return. You are one of the first to feel the new world forming. Jason Gray. Okay, all right. I love that. That's absolutely beautiful. Okay, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.